Tonight, Stellantis planning layoffs of UAW-represented workers. The automaker says the action is taking place across its manufacturing footprint in the U.S. It also says it is cutting seasonal supplemental employees effective October 1st.
Jeep, Ram, and Dodge employees are quitting massively, and it's shaking things up to the point where Stellantis, the parent company behind these legendary brands, is left questioning its very existence. These brands aren't just any automotive names, they're staples, the perfect symbols of power, adventure, and ingenuity in the automotive world. Yet this current unraveling is painting a different picture, one that's a bit chaotic, a bit uncertain. So what's really happening behind the scenes of these iconic automotive names, and how bad is it? Exodus at Stellantis. Stellantis is facing a staggering turnover rate of 67%. Yes, you heard that right, a jaw-dropping figure that puts them in a risky position compared to industry giants like Ford and GM. These competitors have rolled out strategies aimed explicitly at keeping their employees happy and engaged, showcasing a clear understanding of the importance of workforce retention. When we think about the turnover rate, it forces us to ask, what on earth is happening within the walls of Stellantis? This figure isn't just a statistic, it tells a story of discontent, frustration, and perhaps an organizational culture that is failing to connect with its workforce. Employees are more than just cogs in a machine, they are integral to the heartbeat of any company. If 3 out of every 10 people are leaving their jobs, it raises some serious red flags about the work environment and, by extension, the company's future. So what's really driving them away? The Great Career Shift. One of the core reasons why employees are exiting the auto sales arena is the itch for a career shift. Imagine this. Folks who once rattled off car specs and features with precision are now eyeing fresh horizons in fields like real estate or maritime. But what's causing them to jump ship? Well, it's a cocktail of incentives that other sectors are mixing up rather enticingly. Take the earning potential, for example. In industries like real estate, commission-based earnings are painting a much prettier picture. For instance, selling a single property in real estate could score hefty commissions, sometimes outstripping what automotive sales reps make, whether they're working with fixed salaries or commission structures that don't quite make them smile. It's not just about money though, it's about how you spend your time and how much control you have over your day. Real estate and maritime careers often welcome you with open arms, offering flexibility that's simply not present in automotive sales. This adaptability in hours and varied work environments becomes a magnet for those craving a work-life balance. In comparison, the high-pressure, relentless hours needed in the auto world start looking less appealing. If you're always burning the midnight oil at the dealership, the grass seems way greener on the other side, where personal time isn't in such short supply. But hang on, it's also about playing it safe, or at least safer. Imagine looking around and seeing the volatility in automotive sales, a field that's akin to a roller coaster ride full of sharp twists and turns, with economic downturns and rapidly shifting consumer whims. Many employees find other fields simply appear more stable in comparison. That sense of perceived stability is like a soothing balm that lures salespeople away as they chase reliable career paths where the ground doesn't shift unexpectedly beneath their feet. Diving deeper into the quest for greener pastures, there's a broad sense of dissatisfaction that runs through the veins of the auto sales industry. Employees are not just packing up over the allure of other industries, but due to a genuine distaste for the conditions they're leaving. Low earnings weigh heavily as a source of frustration. The compensation in automotive sales just doesn't align with the expectations or effort, leaving many employees feeling undervalued and underpaid. And let's not forget the sticker shock factor. Unrealistic vehicle prices are seeding additional grievances. The industry is facing a tough market where the cost of vehicles alienates customers while creating an impossible sales environment for employees. These unattainable prices ripple through the industry, forcing sales reps to hustle harder for deals, which aren't yielding much fruit and only amplifying their discontent. Automotive sales burnout. Now, let's dive into the heart of the matter, dissatisfaction. It's not just a passing gripe, it's a real, full-blown issue that keeps a lot of folks awake at night and not in a good way. So what's fueling this dissatisfaction among those selling our favorite four-wheeled rides? First off, let's talk cold hard cash, or the lack thereof. Many automotive sales employees feel like they're working way harder than their paychecks suggest. It's a gripe that resonates deeply. Did you know that nearly half of US workers consider salary the main reason they're unhappy at their jobs? That's right, 47% of them to be exact, and among those feeling underpaid, the chorus is loudest from those earning less than $6,000 a year. These folks are often found hustling on the side, grabbing extra gigs to make ends meet. Imagine putting in long hours trying to sell cars but needing to add a side gig just to keep the lights on at home. It doesn't quite add up, right? Now let's shift our gears to vehicle pricing, a hot button in the auto sales scene. With vehicle prices skyrocketing, it's no wonder sales employees are feeling the heat. Picture this, you've got these shiny high-end cars on the lot, but they come with price tags that make potential buyers raise an eyebrow or two. Customers often hesitate to sign on the dotted line when they think they're being overcharged, leaving sales reps stuck in a frustrating limbo where they can't hit their sales targets. This price-customer willingness mismatch is like a bad blind date, awkward, uncomfortable, and nobody's getting what they want. It creates an ultra-stressful work environment that's more pressure cooker than dream job, and we can't overlook the burnout and workload. If you've ever felt like the work never ends, you're not alone. Picture employees who are buried under piles of tasks, juggling phone calls, customers, and paperwork, not to mention the pressure to always hit those high sales targets. Unsurprisingly, over half of these stressed out employees report feeling utterly exhausted on a typical work day. Can you imagine trying to smile and sell while you feel like a barely functional zombie? All those long hours and high pressure culminate in burnout, driving job dissatisfaction, and prompting many to consider jumping ship. While cash and car prices are major players in this drama, it's the unforgiving workloads that really tip the scales. For many in the industry, the daily grind feels like an endless uphill race with a finish line that keeps moving. It's a punishing pace that leaves little room for personal life, or even just catching a breath. If the industry wants to turn this tide, it's clear they'll need to rethink how they value and reward their people. After all, satisfied employees don't just stick around, they thrive and drive better results. Operational efficiency. Picture a well-oiled machine chugging along, then suddenly one crucial cog pops out. When experienced employees decide to say goodbye, they take with them a treasure trove of knowledge, skills, and tricks of the trade. This isn't just a loss of a person, it's like losing a library of expertise overnight. This sudden gap inevitably leads to a drop in productivity because you not only lose a seasoned pro, but also have to spend time and resources training someone new. Fresh faces need a while to get their bearings, learn the ropes, and adjust to how things roll in the dealership. Now, let's talk about team dynamics. High turnover can shake up the group chemistry completely, almost like changing the lead actor in your favorite TV show. When people leave and new ones come in, the team's rhythm and synergy hit reset. Everyone has to adjust to new personalities, work styles, and methods of communication. This adjustment period can sometimes create friction or slow things down, as remaining team members have to cover for the missing links temporarily. It's like trying to dance when the music keeps changing tempo. And as all this is happening, the overall health of the organization takes a hit too. Morale can drop faster than a smartphone off a table, as the constant change brings uncertainty and stress. It's tough for employees to stay motivated and engaged when they're part of a revolving door of colleagues. Customer experience. It's all about the magic relationships that seasoned employees create with their clients, which are essential for bringing in repeat business and those golden word-of-mouth referrals. Imagine having staff members who know their customers inside out, what they like, what they don't, and how to keep them coming back time and time again. But what happens when these experienced stars decide to leave the dealership? It's not just about losing their skills, it's like losing the trust and bond they've built with the clients. This can be a real blow, translating into a dip in customer loyalty and satisfaction, which can impact how much money the dealership makes in the long run. And that's not all. Let's dive into the financial side, the part where it really hits the books. When you have high turnover, it's like money flying out the window. Think about the expenses involved in not just recruiting, but also hiring and training all those fresh faces. These costs can pile up faster than you'd expect, but it doesn't stop there. According to studies, the automotive industry could be suffering losses of epic proportions, possibly running into billions of dollars each year because of this turnover trend. Less loyalty, less satisfaction, and blam. Suddenly, the bottom line isn't looking so rosy. Management challenges. Let's dive into the whirlwind world of management challenges in the face of high employee turnover. Imagine being in the driver's seat of a massive organization trying to steer through the stormy seas of constant change. One moment you're dealing with staff leaving left and right, and the next, you're expected to keep everything on track without missing a beat. Managing a stable team while adapting to shifting organizational goals isn't just a task, it's an art form. Now, let's take a closer look at Stellantis, where the stakes are sky high. Picture the CEO standing at the helm, eyes set on slashing costs by a whopping 30%. Their strategy? Significant job cuts, a tough pill to swallow. While this might make sense from a numbers perspective, it creates a tidal wave of anxiety among the remaining crew. The focus on trimming costs at the expense of boosting employee engagement leaves folks wondering if they're next on the chopping block. It's like walking on a tightrope, not knowing which step might lead to a fall. As if that wasn't enough, there's the looming transition to electric vehicle production, a massive shift that's transforming the entire landscape. Employees are often caught in a swirling mix of excitement and uncertainty. On one hand, there's the thrill of innovation, the chance to be part of something groundbreaking. On the other, there's palpable fear about whether they'll have the support needed to navigate this change successfully. How bad is it really? The recent earnings report for the first half of 2024 is a wake-up call, painting a picture of tough times ahead. So let's unpack what these numbers mean for Stellantis' financial health. First up, let's talk about net profit. Stellantis is reporting a net profit of $6.33 billion, which is roughly around $6.1 billion. At first glance, this sounds like a lot, right? But hang tight. When you stack it against last year's $11.8 billion for the same period, it's clear there's been a steep 48% drop. Now moving on to net revenue, what a roller coaster ride. For the first half of 2024, their net revenue clocked in at $93.6 billion. However, this is a dip of 14% from their around $110.5 billion during the same months last year. It's like having a pie and suddenly noticing almost a quarter is gone. Looking ahead, Stellantis is bracing for more choppy waters in 2024. They've dialed back their financial forecasts, expecting the AOI margin to hover between 5.5% and 7.0%. A far cry from the double-digit dreams they once had. What's more, they're anticipating industrial free cash flow to swing between a negative $5.5 billion to $11 billion for the year, raising red flags about serious liquidity stresses. Now you're probably saying these brands used to be one of the best in the market. How did they get here? Stellantis on the brink. Stellantis finds itself in the fast lane of a highly competitive automotive sector, with the stakes being particularly high in the buzzing electric vehicle market. It's a landscape teeming with formidable challenges stemming from both seasoned vehicle manufacturers and ambitious newcomers, creating a scenario that has ramped up the competitive heat and exerted tremendous pressure on Stellantis' standing in the market. Let's dive into the whirlwind of factors that are contributing to this frenzy of competition and examine what they mean for Stellantis as it faces this daunting road ahead. First up, let's talk about the established competitors that Stellantis is racing against. Picture this. Stellantis is lining up not only against seasoned stalwarts, but some of the biggest heavyweights in the industry. We're talking about giants like Ford and General Motors, traditional automotive powerhouses that are not resting on their laurels. These guys are aggressively rolling out their own lines of electric vehicles, each equipped with cutting-edge innovations, all in a bid to seize unclaimed spaces in an ever-evolving automotive landscape. The perks. They come armed with well-established brand loyalty and a treasure trove of resources, giving them a noticeable leg up in the competition. Then there's Volkswagen, another major player that's sparing no effort to make its mark. With hefty investments funneling into electric vehicle technology and an unwavering pledge towards electrification, Volkswagen is emerging as a thunderous rival in both US and European terrains. Their commitment to a cleaner, tech-savvy future is undeniable, marking them a deadly contender in the race for automotive dominance. But as if juggling traditional competitors wasn't challenging enough, Stellantis also has to watch out for rising stars in the electric vehicle realm. Enter the emerging manufacturers who are redefining the competitive ethos. Taking center stage is Tesla, the maverick that doesn't just play the game but shapes it. Renowned for trailblazing innovation and exceptional vehicle performance, Tesla has managed to capture not just a mammoth share of the market, but also the hearts and minds of tech-enthusiastic consumers worldwide. Then there's the influential foray of Chinese manufacturers such as BYD and Leapmotor. These brands are swiftly gaining momentum on the global stage. Their competitive price tags and avant-garde technology are propelling them forward in leaps and bounds. As these burgeoning companies enter diverse markets, their presence signals a direct challenge to Stellantis' sales aspirations, representing a wild card in the already unpredictable market variables. Let's also shift our gears to the consumer preference trends trends that are shaking up the industry equilibrium. With sustainability becoming more than just a buzzword, there's a significant movement towards eco-friendlier and technologically advanced automotive solutions. Consumers are showing increasing enthusiasm for electric vehicles, driven by a desire to minimize environmental impacts. This shift in consumer mindset necessitates swift adaptation from Stellantis, pushing them to either evolve alongside these fluctuating market dynamics or face the risk of falling out of the consumer's grace. Moreover, the modern customer isn't just looking for green choices, they crave sophistication. Cue technologies like advanced driver assistance systems and next-gen connectivity features. These expectations set a challenging benchmark not only for Stellantis, but for every automaker aiming to captivate an audience that is growing keener for innovation. Engine issues. Picture this: you're cruising down the road in your sleek vehicle, and out of nowhere your engine stalls. It's enough to make your heart skip a beat, right? Well, this exact heart-stopping scenario has caught the eye of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. They're digging into some serious safety concerns involving engine stalls in a whole lineup of Stellantis vehicles. With more than 150,000 vehicles under the microscope, the investigation zeroes in on models like the 2019 to 2023 Ram 1500, the 2019 to 2023 Jeep Wrangler, and the 2022 Jeep Wagoneer. Drivers have shared their hair-raising stories where their rides just stall unexpectedly while driving, especially at slow speeds. That's not just inconvenient, it's a full-on safety hazard. Imagine losing power smack in the middle of traffic, and just when you think it can't get any worse, the vehicle's emergency brakes kick in on their own. It's a recipe for potential collisions, leaving drivers in tricky, possibly dangerous predicaments. Now, what if the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration discovers there's more than a fluke at play? Stellantis could be facing a mountain of trouble if they find a defect. Think massive recalls, which are a financial and reputational nightmare. Recalls like these can lead to a jaw-dropping 30% plunge in sales for the affected models, while sowing seeds of doubt in customer minds that linger long after the fix. It's a stark reminder for Stellantis about the importance of heeding safety regulations and making sure they're always on top of consumer protection, ensuring drivers feel safe in their vehicles. But wait, there's more on the horizon. Stellantis is also trying to find its footing in the race toward electric vehicles. Sure, the electric vehicle market is the gleaming beacon of growth, but for Stellantis, it's more like an uphill battle. Compared to its competitors, Stellantis is struggling to make strides in innovation and market presence. Companies like Tesla have taken the spotlight, and they're not waiting around for Stellantis to catch up. To close this gap, Stellantis will need to make some hefty investments in electric vehicle technology and the infrastructure necessary to support it, all happening amidst existing operational challenges. But what's the game plan here? What strategic move could Stellantis make to not only survive but truly thrive? Strategies for recovery. Starting with a heavy hitter, addressing high vehicle prices. Did you know that high prices can be a major roadblock for customers? Yep, that's right. Stellantis needs to take a hard look at its pricing strategies and make sure they're in sync with what today's consumers expect. There's a delicate balance here. Consumers want affordability, but they're not willing to compromise on quality. So how can Stellantis hit the sweet spot? By offering more competitive pricing without skimping on what made their vehicles legendary in the first place. You know, that rugged durability and performance we've come to love. Throw in beefed up incentives like cash rebates or even trade-in bonuses, and you've got a recipe that could jumpstart sales even when the economy's feeling a bit tight. Let's switch gears to another crucial area, improving workplace culture. If you're thinking, why does culture matter? Well, imagine this: a workplace where employees are not just working, but truly thriving. That's the golden ticket for Stellantis. To get there, they need transparent communication that's open and honest, recognition programs that actually mean something, and real opportunities for employees to grow professionally. It's all about creating a sense of belonging, a vibe where everyone feels part of the Stellantis family. And let's not forget about those paychecks. Offering competitive salaries and juicy benefits, that's how you attract the best talent and keep them around. Stellantis could even rethink how sales staff are rewarded, ensuring their commission aligns with their hard work and dedication. Now, onto the fast lane with product innovation and launches. Stellantis isn't just warming the bench. They've got plans to unveil a whopping 20 new vehicles in 2024. Yes, you heard right. And here's the kicker: they're doubling down on electric vehicles and hybrids. Why? Because that's where the future is headed. In a world that's increasingly eco-conscious, being being a leader in electric vehicles and hybrids isn't just savvy, it's necessary. But innovation doesn't stop at new models. Quality and reliability are the promises Stellantis needs to deliver on. By setting high bars for quality control and being proactive about recalls, they can win back consumer trust. Let's talk about expanding horizons. Strengthening market presence sounds big, doesn't it? But it's totally doable. Imagine Stellantis dipping its toes into emerging markets where car demand is on the rise. By tailoring their products to local tastes and teaming up with local manufacturers, Stellantis can position itself as a major player in new arenas. And that's not all. The digital revolution is here. Tapping into digital sales channels isn't just about keeping up, it's about leading the pack by investing in seamless online platforms where customers can explore, customize, and finalize purchases from their screens. Stellantis can win over tech-savvy, digital-era consumers. Long-term viability. Let's talk about adaptation to market trends. The automotive sector isn't just changing, it's undergoing a seismic shift toward electrification and sustainability. Picture this, a world where electric vehicles zoom past fuel guzzlers as a norm rather than an exception. For Stellantis' treasured brands to stay players in the game, they've got to ride this wave and ride it well. That means pouring resources, not trickles, but bucket loads, into developing top-notch electric vehicle technology and adopting sustainable practices that wow both consumers and the planet. Take Jeep, for example. It has built its reputation on being the go-to off-road beast. What if Jeep could blend its rugged DNA with eco-friendly features? Hybrid models that offer the same all-terrain prowess while wooing environmentally conscious souls could be a game changer. Now buckle up for the competitive landscape. Competition isn't just getting stronger, it's getting smarter, more global, and fiercer. Established giants and fresh faces, especially from automotive powerhouse regions like China, are entering the battleground, making it essential for Stellantis to craft a unique selling proposition for its lineup. Getting lost in this sea of choices is easy unless you offer something that makes heads turn. Think of sleek designs, breakthrough technology, and unforgettable customer experiences. Rivals like Tesla have already set the bar high with tech integrations like autonomous driving features. Keeping up isn't enough. Stellantis needs to anticipate and surpass these innovations if they want to captivate the future markets. Onward to economic resilience. It's no secret that the broader economic environment plays a pivotal role in how the automotive sector pans out. Whether it's because of fluctuating interest rates, climbing inflation, or shifting consumer confidence, these variables can either propel or stall vehicle sales. For Stellantis, staying nimble is key. Agility in adjusting production levels and shifting marketing tactics in response to these economic shifts will be vital for resilience. It's a classic case of the survival of the fittest, with the fittest being the most adaptable to change. Lastly, let's not overlook brand loyalty. Jeep, Ram, and Dodge aren't just brands. They're symbols, icons that speak to specific segments of consumers who wear their admiration on their sleeves. But here's the catch. Cultivating brand loyalty in today's instant gratification loving world is tougher than it looks. The secret sauce: execute marketing campaigns that aren't just about selling a vehicle, but selling a slice of heritage, a promise of performance, and a lifestyle choice. By engaging customers through unique experiences like community events or brand-specific meetups, these brands can deepen their emotional connections, keeping their existing fan base happy while pulling new admirers into the fold. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think about the current state of the automotive industry? Share your thoughts in the comments below.